Right now, I've got Melissa in the studio. So, Melissa, you are a biokineticist. You deal with the study of human movement, and you have a BA in human movement studies and an honors in biokinetics. And you said to me that what that is a biokineticist is an exercise prescription specialist. What does that mean?
That basically means that a lot of conditions that we currently have, like when it comes to, as you spoke about, chronic diseases of lifestyle like diabetes and strokes and heart attack and even arthritic conditions, depending on the severity, can be treated with exercise. Even asthma can be treated with exercise to actually improve your mobility.
Okay, so how do you treat asthma through exercise?
Asthma would then be there's different kinds of asthma. There's the exercise-induced asthma also, but there are there's lung capacity increasing exercises that you can do, because it's basically about getting yourself more functional in terms of how much oxygen your body can actually use, or how much you can actually take in at a time and use. Because it's not to be confused with physiotherapy, because physiotherapy is also has to deal with those conditions. But we are basically getting you more. The physiotherapist would get you functional, whereas we would take you beyond your normal functioning, because even normal now is not great, unfortunately.
Okay, so I want you to contextualize that for me. But the normal is not great, because in some of my research, when I was looking at the situation with strokes and lifestyle diseases, all the studies are saying that a lot of these conditions are occurring younger because people don't eat right. But the biggest concern, and this is where it's coming into children as well, where children are being affected as well, is obesity. So because more and more children are also obese, and so more of these diseases are traveling basically with the obesity.
Yes.
So how does that affect me from the point of view of my mobility?
Well, obesity will definitely affect your mobility, in that everything becomes more taxing. You will find even breathing becomes more taxing. Moving around is also more difficult, because there's even more weight. There's more weight bearing on your joints. So things actually becomes more difficult, and you will find that you will start developing pain conditions, because your body is only designed to be a certain size. So now you are overloading with what we call dead tissue, because fat doesn't really do anything. It just sits there. It needs to be nourished. It needs oxygen, but it doesn't actually contribute to your well-being.
So is it taking oxygen away from other organs?
It's not really taking oxygen away from other organs per se, but it means that you have to work harder, because everything requires oxygen to survive. So you need
more oxygen, because you got more fat that's taking away some of that oxygen.
Yes, because the thing is also with the more fat, it means that you need to be circulating more blood to your body. Needs to work so much harder, because everything needs to go. You could say it actually needs to go even further, because obviously if you are weighing 50 kgs versus somebody who's weighing 75 kgs, their heart needs to work that much harder.
Are they the same height as me? Because I'm not very high.
So yeah, or if they're the same height, even shorter. Mm-hmm. But I mean, then your heart needs to work harder, because you need to circulate the blood everywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's just how your blood pressure increases.
Mm-hmm. So coming back to it, normal is not great, because clearly if more and more people are obese, then obesity is normal.
It's becoming, yes.
And for example, we were having the conversation earlier about how it's cheaper and quicker to buy fast food than to buy and make, because people don't often understand or realize holistically the cost of your healthy meal, because you have to go and buy it. So
it's petrol also.
Yeah, exactly. So you go and you either go with your car, or you pay a taxi, or you pay the bus, but you go there. Then you buy it. Then you go back home. Then you cook it, and that's electricity. So by the time you're done, let's say you paid 30 rand for whatever it is that you bought, but you spent another 15 rand getting it to your house, and then you spend another 10 rand on electricity.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go and buy a burger meal somewhere, I mean, there's a variety of places you can go to, for let's say 25 rand. That's your whole meal, and all you've done is you've incurred the one cost, which is you've gone to get it, and you've bought your whole meal. Instead, you didn't have to go back home. You didn't have to peel anything. You didn't have to cook anything. So you didn't incur electricity cost. And also, a lot of times we're tired because a lot of people are also working second jobs. Life is fast. We're in a technical recession. Salaries aren't great. So it just makes your life easier to go and buy this kind of meal. So even in that context, you might not be fat. You might not be obese, but you're not healthy because you are having a processed meal with lots of hidden starches, hidden sugars, hidden fats. So while you look okay, your health level might be the same as an obese person. And I think that is also the normal that you're talking about. It's not that great.
Yeah.
So where do we start to shift this? And what advice do you have for someone who is trying to find 30 minutes? Does it have to be 30 minutes to exercise? Or do they just have to find a way to put a certain amount of continuous movement into their day?
Well, 30 minutes is a safe number. They normally say 30 minutes 3 to 5 times a week, but not everybody has the time, and you will find that there are cases where people are in such a poor state that they won't even be able to sustain activity for 30 minutes. So for me, I'm about progression. If you can take 10 minutes, do it 3 times a day, or 5 minutes, and do the math. But I mean, you want to ideally get to a state where you are becoming more and more efficient. But it doesn't need to be you immediately, like, it's the cycle tour tomorrow, you're going to buy a bicycle and you're going to go cycling, or there's a comrades, whatever, and you're just going to go running. The thing is, you just need to start. Even if you are buying these burger meals and then you decide, okay, today I'm not going to have the entire drink, or I'm not going to have all of the chips, or I'm going to take the bun off, or something like that. Just small sustainable changes, because if you're going to start, today I'm going to exercise for an hour and I'm going to eat salads and everything, by tomorrow you are exhausted and you are tired and you are hungry, and then you're like, ugh, this health thing is just not for me. But I mean, you need to start gradually, because we were made to move. Because one of the amusing things I found a couple of years ago was this pill that they called exercise in a bottle. I kid you not.
A pill?
A pill. It was called exercise in a bottle, and people would take a pill, and then you see these happy people running around on TV that lost so much weight. It was ridiculous. But I mean, we were made to move, and it's just small changes that you can sustain, because it becomes lifestyle. It mustn't be a difficulty or a drudgery. Just easy, simple things.
So moderation.
Yes.
You're saying basically it's moderation and it's a combination, because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a combination. You're saying, because I was saying, so I like fries. I can eat fries every day. I don't, but I could. It tastes better than broccoli. I stand by that. I stand by that. Fries tastes better than broccoli. I stand by that. But I don't, So, and what I do is, if I do have fries today, like later today, then I won't have fries tomorrow. Because that is a choice that I've made. Because I know I'm not going to do 30 minutes tomorrow. I don't think so. I think I'll do it on Sunday. But I don't think I'm going to do it tomorrow. Because it's already, I'm saying tomorrow, but I'm thinking later today, as in when the sun is shining. So because I'm having a very long day. So I know I'm not going to. So if I'm going to have fries today, I definitely won't have fries tomorrow. But I will exercise tomorrow. Because to me, it's part of what you're saying. It's also, where can I fit it in that it's sustainable? And I try not to go more than 2 days without, I do half an hour. I try to not more than 2 days without going half an hour, and I'll just do it by myself. Sometimes I'll just put on music and dance, and other times I stretch, and other times I do yoga, and I try and incorporate at least 15 minutes of some form of aerobic workout. Because one of the things that I was reading was, I think it was Nike had a whole campaign a couple of years back that said you don't get old because you don't stop moving because you get old. You get old because you stop moving. I might be, playing with the word somewhat, but that's what they said. So I'm very mindful of that, and I know when I am moving, I feel better. I feel better mentally. I feel better physically. I'm more positive. My outlook on life is different. So I like to have always an element of movement in my day or in my week. So I strive for 3 times a week I will have a 30-minute bout of intense physical exercise. I think it would be better if I did more. But right now that's what I'm doing. And one of the things I'm looking at is, as you go towards 40 and you start to pass 40, you start to lose collagen. And collagen, again, I'm looking at collagen from the perspective of the health of my joints. And is it enough for me to take an omega supplement? Or what can I do from a movement and diet perspective that kind of softens the blow to my joints, or even supplements my existing collagen in my joints?
Okay, the omegas are good fats, are a good way to start. Staying hydrated is also very good because that helps with digestion. It also helps with even...
Can I just say, okay. I sometimes feel... No. I'm thinking, okay, I'm not a mad person because you know how when you wake up in the morning, your eyes are blurry? Okay, your eyes adjust to see. Now, I find when I wake up in the morning and I have a glass of water, after I've had a glass of water, my eyes don't feel so blurry anymore. I'm not sure if that's a placebo effect, but I also know when I feel dehydrated, the first thing that happens is my eyes get very scratchy and very dry. And the minute that I start drinking water, it's not obviously like the exact minute, but in about, 10, 15 minutes after I've started drinking water, I can actually feel a difference, yeah. Sorry, I've got 40 seconds for you.
Okay, so it's drinking water, getting enough sleep also, because that helps with your body's recovery processes and your hormone levels. And then, I forgot what I wanted to say. Also, supplementing with vitamin C, because vitamin C helps with the production of collagen.
So a doctor once told me that if I can drink a glass of orange juice a day, but it has to be the juice with the pulp, then it's the same and better than taking an actual supplement.
If it's straight from the pulp, yes, it would be better, because a lot of these, even the synthetic vitamins and things, your body doesn't really process them all that well.
Okay.
So that would be ideal.
All right, Melissa, thank you for joining us. We'll have Melissa back next week.